welcome to the Tech Talk series. My name is Joy Macknight and I'm Technology Editor at The Banker. I'm joined today by Mike Laven, CEO of Currency Cloud, a London-based Fintech startup which helps businesses move money around the world. Mike, can you tell me a little bit about the pain points to making cross-border payments?
Sure. We deal with businesses, and couple of problems for businesses. It's complicated, it's expensive, it's time-consuming, and perhaps most important is it's not transparent. In other words, you often don't know what you're paying until you've actually paid it. And so when we hear from the customers who we service, it's really all those three things, and transparency perhaps is the most important.
Okay, and so Currency Cloud, can you tell me a little bit about your proposition?
Sure. So our customers are usually payment firms who are making payments for their customers. And they connect to us via our API. What that means for them is that a single connection to us connects them to the world banking system. So we give them very low priced foreign exchange. We tell them what it's going to cost them exactly, basically the price that we're getting in the market, and we allow them to track the payment itself in all of its different stages. So our proposition is really ease of use and low price.
Okay, and how does that work in terms of how have you lowered the price? Because it does cost quite a bit of money to do cross-border payments.
Well, it costs a bank a lot of money to do cross-border payments because a bank will have, for example, a corporate accounts group, a FX group, and a cash management group. To even do a simple payment in a bank, there'll be 3 large groups involved, multiple systems, multiple kinds of compensation for all of those different people. So with the Currency Cloud, we've built a technology layer that really dispenses with all 3 of those groups, so you interface to us once. So we've taken a lot of that overhead out. Additionally, each transaction that comes in, we price in real time, so there's no FX risk. So when you take out a lot of the administrative overhead and you take out the FX risk, then you can bring the cost down dramatically.
Okay, and can you tell me how sort of your next generation API, how that works?
Well, so we think of ourselves as a technology company. Though we are a regulated foreign exchange firm and have to have all of the various restrictions and regulatory and compliance things that go along with foreign exchange, we really think of ourselves as a technology company. And we've thought through our API in such a way that developers connect to us once and use it in an incredibly simple fashion. So the API is really the driver of the business, and we also think of ourselves in that way as a utility, so that the whole company is really thought through of being a single point of access to the world banking system for our customers, and we drive everything to make it simpler and simpler for them. So that's all of our technology investment goes into making it simpler for our customers.
Okay, and the Payment Services Directive 2 is coming in this month. How will that sort of change the landscape within Europe for payment companies?
So often what's talked about with PSD2 is the account access component of it. But there's some other components of it that are actually quite important as well, that are, to us, are actually more important. In US regulation, there are some pieces that PSD2 will now bring in. For example, pricing transparency. Within Europe now, on local payments, there's pricing transparency, but not on payments originating or terminating outside of the EU. You'll now have to have pricing transparency on those. So from our perspective, anything that makes prices transparent will ultimately drive down prices for consumers. Transparency from the bank's perspective always eats margin. To the extent that customers know what they're paying, they're going to want to pay less. So we're part of that same transparency movement, and I think PSD2 will actually help to bring down everybody's prices in the money transfer business.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming in today, Mike.